Hi, my name is Karla Miranovic. Recently, I became a diploma holder of the Faculty of Astrological Studies in London. In this video, I would like to tell you something more about my experience with studying at the faculty. So, I started studying in 2019 via distance learning by email. I chose this option as I come from Montenegro, and so the London classes were not an available option for me, and distance learning was a great opportunity at this time. I got a tutor and a set of exercises to complete for each module, and this was really something that helped me develop my written astrological analysis skills. My tutor was extremely helpful and really gave me a lot of insight and feedback on what I was writing. So, as you may know, the program is divided into 9 modules, and in the first 3 you really learn the basics of natal astrology. Later on, you develop the skills in predictive techniques. Now, what is very important to mention here is that the Faculty of Astrological Studies has the approach of Western modern psychological astrology. So, in working with clients, even in timing techniques, you are not going to be giving any specific answers, but rather pointing to the potentials and the creative potential of the period. This, of course, does not mean that you're going to skip over the challenging parts, but it does mean that the client is always at the center, in the sense that it is understood that the client has agency and free will. If you are someone who subscribes to this approach, I believe the faculty would be a great fit for you, as it was for me. You will also learn not only the natal and the predictive techniques, but also the relationship techniques, also basics of mundane astrology and many other astrological techniques, which I believe will be very useful to any aspiring astrologer. Other than that, if you choose the option of online classes, as I also did later on in my studies, you're going to meet really interesting fellow students and possibly also form some friendships and connections that may be important on a personal level. In the online environment and in the online classes, you will be given lectures by tutors, but it is really important to understand that this is an active learning environment, and so you can really participate all the way. So it is possible to ask questions, it is possible to receive feedback on your homework, which you will be getting every week. And it is really interesting how you not only receive knowledge, but also participate in its making. Now, when it comes to tutors, I always really felt supported. I always felt that my questions were understood and that they really did their best to try to approach every student and to take care of everything that was potentially unclear and to provide the necessary help we needed. So, in order to assess your knowledge, when it comes to exams, there are 3 big exams. The first exam is after the first 3 modules. It is the certificate exam. Then you have the intermediate exam after module 6 and the advanced exam after module 9. In between these, let's call them big exams, you do also have credit assignments for each one of the modules. These assignments really do provide a great opportunity to test your skill and also to receive feedback on how well you have been doing in each of the single modules. The exams themselves usually require a significant amount of work and may even take more than several months to complete. However, something I really want to point out as well is that the faculty is really flexible. So I, for example, went to, let's say, regular university at the same time as studying at the Faculty of Astrological Studies. Now, at a certain point, I decided to take a break after the first few modules because I had other obligations to take care of. And the great thing is that this is not a problem. So What I mean by this is that you can do, let's say, modules 1 and 2, and then take a break before doing the third one. So it is possible to take breaks between modules, and it is also important to note that passing the exams is not necessary. It is, of course, necessary if you want to gain the diploma. However, you can also study at your own pace and just for your own enjoyment without passing the exams if you do not require or want a certification. Something I would also point out is that you will be given really excellent material from which you can study. So not only will you be referred to well-known astrological books and texts, but also have access to texts written by faculty tutors. And these texts accompany every module, and I found them to be really helpful. I often took notes from them, and they really helped me in preparing for the exams as well. Other than that, if you're taking online classes, tutors will make presentations in class, and I also found this to be a really helpful resource in my studying process. Other than that, every week you will also get homework. Now, this homework may be done individually or in groups, and for this homework you will also get feedback from your tutors in every class. So all of this is to say that at every stage of your education at the faculty, you are really well supported by the tutors, and you receive a lot of feedback and are able to, based on this feedback, improve your astrological skill and the depth of your interpretation. Finally, when you get to the Diploma 2 level, especially when you get to Module 9, you will focus a lot on working with clients, understanding your clients' needs and also how to meet them in the best way. You will learn about the ethics of consultations and also about how to structure the session. This I felt was really helpful to me and will be extremely useful to anyone who is considering seriously becoming a professional astrologer and doing private consultations. It was my experience that the faculty's program is really well structured, and that through the 9 modules you can really get to learn all of the important techniques if you are interested in the approach of Western modern psychological astrology. So you will get to learn all of the most important techniques and concepts in natal astrology, moving then to predictive techniques in timing, as well as relational astrology, mundane astrology, locational astrology as well. Because of all of this, as well as the faculty's excellent reputation and long-standing tradition and excellent tutors, I would really recommend the Faculty of Astrological Studies to all of you who are interested in pursuing astrology seriously and who are possibly considering making astrology your profession. Thank you for watching.